My job was to cover any kind of important environmental issues, science issues, medical issues in the state of Colorado in relationship to the world. So when the news was coming that there were all these animals being found in various parts of the state of Colorado, dead with the same pattern of excisions, ear, eye, tongue, jaw, genitals, and rectum poured out, sometimes the tail removed, and no blood and no tracks, that just immediately was, to me, I have to get into this. In September of 1979, I worked for 9 months, 18 hours a day, traveled with a crew, Colorado, Wyoming, New Mexico, going to fresh mutilation sites, going to interview ranchers that were dealing with mutilations, talking with a lot of law enforcement. And it was during that period of time with First Sheriff Tex Graves up in Logan County, where they'd had a couple of hundred in just 2 or 3 years. And he was showing me Polaroids that he had taken at the Logan County Sheriff's Office of a wide variety of these bloodless, trackless animals. And it was toward the end of the day, and he looked straight at me, eye to eye, and he said, "Let me save you some time, Linda. The perpetrators of animal mutilations are creatures from outer space." And the rest of the production of the next few months was a combination of me trying to get to the pressure of fact behind this extraordinary landscape of dead animals with no blood and no tracks, and coming to terms inside myself, if this is true, if creatures from outer space are interacting with this planet, and they are taking tissue and they are taking fluids from animals, and by then I knew it was happening all over the world in both hemispheres, what does it add up to? As one man retired from the Defense Intelligence Agency and sought me out through somebody at the World Bank, his job was to study the interaction of 3 competing extraterrestrial biological entity groups on this planet for 23 years. And he said, "Linda, we have proof, without defining the proof, that we're dealing with intelligences that have been coming and going here for more than 270 million years." And I said, "That's before the time of the dinosaurs." And he said, "As far as I know, one of the groups were involved in the genetic manipulation to create that reptilian line." But the greater danger is all of us sense. The United States, England, the Western allies from World War II are sinking into oppressive spying, where the government is so controlling communication, the interaction of so much that is happening now in cultures that we once felt we were free, and we are increasingly being shown that we're not. The danger is that governments become like inertia. They become used to. The policy of denial becomes the sort of the unwritten tablet that will never be changed. As an American, I cannot wish for anything more than that they would tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, let the chips fall where they may, and let the planet rebalance itself with a whole new relationship with the universe, other life in this universe, which then might come in some act of collaboration. I have tried so hard to stay with the pressure of fact, go after physical evidence, just report where the story leads, and forget a government's policy of denial. They deny animal mutilations. That the clear evidence is it's the largest body of evidence of anomalous deaths on this planet that even law enforcement says are being done by creatures from outer space because they've seen the beams. They've seen, some ranchers have seen animals rise in beams from their own pasture, lowered back into the pasture with these strange bloodless cuts. But you can't get those people to stand up in front of a camera and say what they have seen in the rural lands of South Dakota, Colorado, Nebraska, all over, because they are so afraid of other human ridicule, while our government has this policy of complete denial that none of this is supposed to exist. And right now, I think that the one thing that is feasible in our lifetimes is at least finding some life on Mars, Enceladus, another planet, and get those 3-inch headlines out there in the New York Times, the London Times, and the Guardian. We are not alone.